instead?
Online.
Web.
So, yeah, so I just want to ask like a basic question. Like how did you first like start making music? Like what introduced you to music creation?
Well, in my head, I've been making songs like since I could think,
Right.
and I always like knew like in my head I was like an artist, but I didn't really have the means to like make it. I didn't know how to do that shit. But I found like I don't know what you would call the scene now, because it's like dead. It's not that people stopped making music, but the scene is like it just expanded so much. It's not really a community anymore. But there was like a music community that was mostly like I guess it was called like the digicore community. It was mostly like a few different genres, very like cloud rappy, like plug and B shit. And I like met those people in that scene, and I saw like other people making music and kind of doing it by their own means. Like, you know, these people like didn't have like a studio most of the time. Like it was just like doing shit by yourself. And like I don't know. I was just like a random girl kind of, but I didn't want to like be one of those. Like I didn't want to be perceived that way. Like I was like one of the only like girls really like in the online space that I was in, but I wanted to be like one of them. Like I didn't want to be I wanted to be an artist. So I just would download like Blade type beats on my phone.
That's so interesting. I did not expect that at all.
No, I was a huge Blade fan. I had a crush on him. Like I was in love with him back in like the COVID lockdown, like 2020 era. I was obsessed with that man. I would have kissed the ground he walked upon, his little Swedish floor, his little Swedish toes. But that's besides the point. That's a whole other era. But I was making like stuff on GarageBand on my phone because I was playing around in GarageBand. I was trying to make a song as a joke.
Okay.
Me and my friend, like me and my ex-best friend, like we had this like guy that we would just kind of like make fun of all the time. I don't know. We were kids. And I made a song. You know those that trend like 2020 memes that was like funny blank gif.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
So this guy's name was Marlon. I made like an edit of him with like a wig, and I made like a song called Funny Marlon GIF.
Okay.
And that's when I realized that making music on your phone is really easy.
Okay,
So from then,
you started on
yeah.
GarageBand, like mobile version.
Yeah, but I didn't use the headphone mic because my headphone mic was like broken. You know when you have the wired Apple earbuds for a certain amount of time, the mic just stops working?
Yeah, I mean, they always like break somehow, like after like a month for me.
No, yeah, like the volume little thing, like it always like breaks. But anyway, so I would just record, I would turn off the volume of the beat, I would memorize the beat, I would turn off the volume, and I would just like record into the phone mic.
Yeah, that's insane.
But I did things my own way. But this was, yeah, August of 2020. I made my first song called Make It Work. It was a really shit song, but I just remember, like, I don't know, I had some crazy, like, in the song I just randomly, it was just very, like, basic writing, but then I randomly was like, even though you're cheating on me, it's okay, baby, because I do the same to you.
Wait, is this archived?
Yeah, I don't think it's anywhere. Like, I don't want my old music anywhere. Like, I don't want people, like, finding that shit.
Yeah, I understand that, but like, be legendary though.
But I do remember that one bar, and I laugh, because it was about my British e-boyfriend named
Okay, interesting lore.
That was my tangent, though. Sorry I rambled so much, but yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all, but so, okay, so like how did you transition from the kind of like Blade aesthetic or whatever you want to call it, like to what you're doing now? Because like when I see what you're doing now, it seems like totally different.
Oh yeah, no, it actually sounds, I make the same music as Blade. I sound just like him. I walk out on the street and they start waving Swedish flags. And but I always knew, like, the music I make now is like, the music that I make right now is the music that I've always made in my head.
Okay.
But obviously back then I didn't know how to produce, and so I was just kind of making what was more accessible to me and like what other people around me were making. But like, I mean, and I liked like that like drain music, but one thing that I hate, the one genre that I still hate the most is plug and B. I fucking hate that shit. My ears start like leaking crude oil every time I hear plug and B. Makes me so mad. I get like steam coming from my nose.
That's sad.
I
I still
know.
love Plug and Pee.
I'm like allergic to it maybe. I just have an allergy. But like, I just didn't want to make that, and I knew that, like, since I started making music, I knew that that wasn't really what I wanted to make in the long run. It was just kind of me experimenting, I guess, learning how to make music. But once I started learning how to produce, which would have been like late 2020 or like early 2021. Well, no, actually, I learned to produce, but I was still kind of making like, that's when I started kind of making more unique stuff that like, once I started producing, like, I wasn't really making like any certain style. Like, I was just kind of like doing whatever, like whatever came to me.
Right.
But I took a long hater bus, I don't know. I took a very long break from music up until August of 2022, and that's when I changed my artist name to Cece Natalie. And I was just like, I'm gonna make what I want to make. I'm gonna make what I've been making in my head. That's when I made like very like, not really what I make now though. It was more like very directly 2000s inspired stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you know, like my old songs like Fashion Baby, like In the Way, like that stuff's more like, it's more a style that like already existed. Like, not that my style doesn't exist, like obviously, like I'm not really that unique or anything, but it wasn't, oh no, that's what I meant. It right now is more a combination of genres. Back then it was more just directly based off of that like 2000s like sound.
Yeah, I can that makes a lot of sense to me because like going back to your old tracks and then like listening to like Misbehaves, it feels like Misbehaves has way more like I can tell that it has like more influences and it feels just like has more like substance as well.
I didn't want to make I didn't want I don't know, I didn't want to make like what I was making like before, but what was I gonna say? I think I smoke too much every day. I'm like greened out every day. Not right now, but I think it like fried cells in my brain and I never remember what I was gonna say. Let me just think, recollect my thoughts.
So like you didn't smoke for the interview?
No, I didn't, because literally I did an interview out of the fucking blue, I don't know how this came to me, with Paper Mag, and I was high off my ass, and I kept forgetting what I was even saying. And I don't think I blew it, but like I was too high.
That's funny. I need to check that out. I didn't know that existed.
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. I literally did it a few days ago.
Oh shit, okay.
I don't even know how they found me. I don't even know. But so then that like 2000s like aesthetic became a really big trend in like 2023 or like the end of 2022. Like, you know how it became like a really popular aesthetic.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like 17 then, and you know when you're 17, like you want to be different. Like if something's trending, I can't follow the trend.
Right.
I'm not doing that bullshit. I don't want to, well, I still don't really like that like oversaturated, you know, sparkly bimbo like Coke core like aesthetic.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's oversaturated. I just feel like it's like doing too much. Like, you know?
Yeah, that's why I like what I was hearing on like Misbehaves and stuff, because it was just, I don't know, it was way better than your old tracks. For sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. So then, okay, let me try to explain this like very quickly. I go on like tangents. It's like my ADHD. But that was when, so early 2023, that was when I made Priscilla 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm. Because that it was like an alter ego that formed in my head. It was like another like person that I could just like choose to be when I wanted to like escape my life. But also it was a way for me to kind of like, I guess at first I wanted to get away from that sound because it was becoming like a trend.
Mm.
So I started making like Priscilla songs. I was making like rock. I was making like house music and like shit like that. But I just wanted to be Cece.
I remember, yeah, I was like going back on the like old Priscilla tracks, and I was so like shocked when I heard like rock songs. I was like, this is the last thing I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I think rock was influenced by like when I wasn't really making music, when I was kind of on a hiatus, I dated someone who made like rock music, and that actually like influenced me a lot.
Okay, interesting.
Like like even though we didn't end on good terms, like I would still listen to their music because like it was just good, and it honestly like I was like, damn, you know, let me make some rock music. I was listening to other rock, like 90s rock too, a lot. Just random songs from like the 90s. I don't really have like a favorite artist, just kind of individual like songs. I started branching out genre-wise, and when I came back as Cece, I like took that with me. I kind of brought it all together.
Okay. So I was reading your Genius page, and it mentioned that you're from Connecticut. So I have to ask, like, what are your thoughts on Connecticut? Like, what was it like growing up there? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
No, no one ever has any reason to ever come to this place. Maybe if you have like family here, but if you're visiting family in Connecticut, like just tell them to like move. Like nobody needs to be here. Horrible place, nothing to do, cold. I get so cold my nipples fall off and I have to sweep them up with a broom in the morning. Sometimes I find them in my dresser. I'm like, damn, that's where my nipple went.
I didn't know it was that cold.
They do road work, useless road work every day. I can't fucking leave the house because the roads are just like a big fat line of big fat trucks and road work that nobody fucking asked for. And I just get so, like right now again, there's steam coming from my ears. I know my camera's off, but really like the steam would be fogging up the camera if I even turned it on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing up Connecticut. Uh, yeah, I wanted to ask, like, what do your personal playlists look like? And I wanted to ask, like, I know you mentioned that you kind of used to be, like, into the scene and stuff. Do you listen to, like, people from the scene, or has your taste kind of, like, drifted outside of that, or, like, yeah?
Oh, definitely. When it comes to like people like in the scene, I just don't like that sound, and sometimes I feel a little bit of like guilt because like the scene like that people from that scene like love me, and like I love them as people. Like I think everyone is like really great. Everyone's so supportive, but I just cannot enjoy hyperpop, and I just cannot enjoy plug and B. I just can't enjoy it. My ears don't like it, but it's like I support everyone as artists, but I just can't enjoy certain genres.
Okay, that's
My
fair.
playlist, I have a lot of different ones. It's more just about the feeling. I have a playlist called like Priscilla. That's just like more, let me look on here. It has a lot of like, that one has like 90s rock, even has like Lana Del Rey. Like I didn't really like her music because I thought it was too slow. But then I was like, let me slow down in life. And then I enjoy her music a lot now.
I try to listen to her music, but I feel the same. Like, it's just, like, too slow for me. I need more, like, sound effects and producer tags. And then it feels, like, sped
More
up.
stimuli.
Yeah.
I think also another like factor that like helped me enjoy slower music more is, so my friend Jane, like Jane Remover, like I've known her for like 3 years, and I've always enjoyed her music, even though I always listen to like mainstream pop, but like more like 2010s pop. Like that's kind of always my favorite genre. I like very fast,
Yeah.
like sexy, slutty, like fast, synthy music, and she makes like rock. But it's just so beautiful, and I could just listen to her all day. Like I like could cry to that shit. It's just so inspiring to me, and that influenced me to kind of listen to like slower stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I do know that like I'm pretty sure Jane does really like Lana Del Rey and stuff. Unfortunately, like I've had like it was hard for me to listen to like since it's designated and stuff because again like it was I just felt like too slow for me. But do you think that um do you think that you might could you see yourself transitioning into like a kind of like rock genre or subgenre of rock in the future?
Um, Never as like the main thing. Like Cece Natalie would never like I couldn't see Cece Natalie making like a major shift, like shifting away from pop. But I could see myself like kind of expanding Priscilla into like a bigger separate artist, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And also making like different genres as Cece Natalie, but not that being her main thing.
Sure, yeah. Um, yeah, it's kind of interesting because I actually found your music through Priscilla. And then I was like,
Crazy.
yeah, I was like, I don't know, I found it and I was like, it was so mysterious and I was like trying to learn more. I was trying to like figure out like what account is connected to which account. I was like, I had like a whiteboard.
Crazy. Love that. When did you find Priscilla?
Oh God, I have like no sense of
Or like
time.
even if it's like a time window, like not specific.
Yeah, it was probably like a month and a half ago.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, I started Priscilla early 2023.
Yeah, I was listening to some of like I don't know if they're whether you would consider them like albums or EPs, but yeah, some of the stuff on there was like
Oh, recycling bin collection.
so
That was
nice.
just all my unfinished. So I made a lot of Priscilla songs in the summer of 2023, and also just like in 2023 in general. I made a lot of Priscilla songs that were unfinished, and some of them were like CC2, like You Wanna on recycling bin collection. That's a CC song. Like some of them are CC songs, but they're mostly
Yeah,
Priscilla. But I was like, damn, I'm never gonna finish this shit. But like, if I never finish it, people are never gonna hear it. But I was like, no, no, it doesn't have to be like that. I can put it out there and it's unfinished.
yeah, I
So
love
that's
that.
how that came to be.
Yeah, I love that. And
But I can't believe you found me through Priscilla. Like I love that. Like
yeah.
that's like so that's like real. That's like real as fuck.
Okay, so like moving on, um, was the process for making misbehaves like fairly regular, or was it more of a struggle to compare to like your previous works?
But it was not regular or consistent at all. And the first songs that I made for that, well, the first song I made on there was Gymnastics. That was like a year ago. And that was supposed to be like Cece's comeback single. Like back then, I wasn't even thinking about like making an album. I was just like, I'm gonna release a song, it's my comeback, but I never finished that shit. Um, so then I didn't even start thinking about an album until like January 2024, so like early this year. Um, but I was overthinking it a lot. I was trying to make the concept in my head, like think everything out and then make it, but I can't work like that.
Yeah,
Like I just need to do what I feel like doing in the moment. And so at first it was really like I was so inconsistent. I couldn't finish anything. I didn't even want to work on it. But as the year went on, I started being more loose with myself. And when I dropped it, it was unfinished, like in my head. There were so many songs that I didn't even think were like finished, and like I thought there was so much more I had to do, but I didn't want to do it. So I got high as fuck on the treadmill, and I was listening to it. And I'm like, this is so good, and I just dropped it.
yeah. No, that's good. I think that's a good thing because at some point you have to kind of like tell like your inner artist to just like shut the fuck up and just like release something because I feel like most people or like most artists they're always going to want to try to like perfect something and make it
Oh, yeah.
completely like perfect in their eyes. But at some point you kind of have to just be like, okay, this is like enough. Like, I'm just gonna drop it.
Like, one thing that, it was like a great realization that came to me, and it's like advice I give to myself. If you listen to a song that you made and you don't know what to add, you're really like, oh, it was more just, I was just kind of following a standard. I was like, oh, well, all the songs, every song has to be this minute long, it has to have this, that, chorus, verse, blah, blah, blah. All these, like, kind of standard rules. But I listened to the song, like, for example, like, Romeo, that's the shortest song. I'm making an extended version, but it's the shortest song on there. It's, like, a minute long. And I was like, oh, I can't drop it, it's a minute long. But I listened to it, and I was like, oh, this just sounds complete to me. Like, this just sounds like, I don't know what else to put in this. And I was like, if you get that feeling, you don't know what else to do, that means it's done. That means it's meant to sound like that.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So what was like the biggest inspiration for Misbehaves, whether it was like a feeling or like a piece of media or like anything?
I wouldn't really, I don't, let me, I have to like look at the album and just remember my feelings.
Yeah, no, take your
It
time.
was more, I guess the driving force in my head that like kind of was like the main idea of the album was just, I wanted to teach myself who Cece is. And I want to also like show the world like who, like a basic overview of who Cece is. And I was just kind of thinking in my head like, who is she? Like, I don't even know this bitch. Like, who the fuck? Who is? I don't even know Cece. I'm Cece. I don't even know Cece. And so just kind of like letting the songs make themselves in your head. And there was definitely genre influences, like mainly the 2010s. The 2010s in general was the biggest inspo for Misbehaves. Not even just everything about the 2010s, like mid 2010s, like 20, like 14, 15.
Yeah, okay, it's interesting that you mentioned like 14, 15 because I feel like a lot of the stuff that you would see like kind of like the 2020 era and stuff and like onward was like strictly like early 2010s or like early 2000s. But I don't know, like when I listen to your music, I get this like weird feeling where it feels like 2015. I don't know why.
Yeah,
But I'm
no,
so
that's what I
obsessed with
wanted
that.
to, that's what I wanted to be. Like, I was really taking I mean, throughout the whole process of making Misbehaves, I was kind of going back in time to when I was younger, like to like 2014 when I was like 9 years old,
Yeah.
and like I love that time, but like I didn't have a good childhood at all. I had a really bad childhood from start to finish, and so I didn't get to enjoy that time. But I think of the few times that I did enjoy,
Yeah.
and like being at the carnival. Okay, the carnival is like a big thing in this. Um, the one good thing of my childhood was the carnival and like the annual, like the fair, like the amusement parks, just carnivals. And I loved like the music, the pop music that they would play at the carnival rides. You know, like that, like fun, like, you know, carnival ride music in
Right.
2014. And I just like went back in time as my current self, but took myself back to 2014, but
Honestly,
not as little me.
you did so good because I was even thinking like, because that's how I felt. I was like, that's kind of like the connection that I had with the music, where I was like, I felt like I was my younger self again, and just like I don't know, it's crazy because, I mean, it's I don't know. To me, it was really unique. Like, there's no one else that I can listen to where I feel like it's 2015. And I think it's so interesting that
Thank
you
you so
said,
much.
no, yeah, you killed it, really. I think it's so interesting that you said that you tried to kind of like get in tune with like your younger self to make it, because that's kind of how I feel like listening to it. So yeah.
And like, first of all, like, thank you. Like, that means so much to me. That's like I'm gonna remember that forever. But like, yeah, like I like 754 for example. Like, I was just like, I want to make a song that sounds like it would be playing when I'm on a carnival ride in 2015. Like, what's like a fucking like EDM radio pop song that would be playing? Like, I want to make that. I want to make my own, like, I just want to make that. I want to recreate that. Same with, like, I could feel, like, excited playing at a carnival, even, like a taxi, like.
Hmm.
So, I was really, and also, like, Cece is, like, I wanted Misbehaves to build her personality. And I wanted to just develop who she is as her own person. Because, like, Cece is me, but she's also not. Like, she's also, like, her own person in a way.
Right. Yeah.
And I want Misbehaves to be, like, kind of, you listen to it and you get to know who she is.
Okay. That's awesome. I have like a really random question. Do you have any hidden talents?
Do I? I don't really know. I mean, like, sometimes I feel like I focus a lot on my music when I think of things that I like to do.
Mhm.
And I forget that, like, other things I'm good at. It's like, what even am I, what even am I good at that's not music? It's like, I don't even know. I mean, I'm really good at, cleaning, like, speed cleaning. Whenever I do shit, whenever I organize shit, I do it really fast. I'm good at organizing, cleaning.
That counts as a hidden talent for sure.
I guess so. Oh, I do actually enjoy writing. I was the editor-in-chief of my school newspaper, and, like, I would just, like, my classmates would, like, pay me to do their articles for them, because, like, they're like, oh, no, she's the only one that's good at writing. So, like, Mia is very, like, me, like, I'm very good at writing and grammar and stuff, but then Cece's, like, dumb as fuck. I started, like, a novel randomly, in 2023, but, like, I never finished it.
Okay, so yeah, are you attending school?
I went to college for a week, and I didn't like it. I thought it was really stupid, because it's like, we had to do an essay every single week. Every single week we had to do an essay, and I thought that that was fucking absurd. So I did one assignment, and it was like it was a short story. It was the first assignment, like, first week of college. I wrote this absurd story about, like, a fish that, like, gives a guy dementia, like because of the fish. Like I wrote this crazy, like, 6-page story, and then the other assignments, like, that one was fun. The other one was, like, the stuff we had to do was, like, just stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember. Just stupid essays that I didn't want to do. So I wouldn't go to, college, but I would, like, kind of, back then I lived with my extended family, and I didn't want to tell them I dropped out, so I would, like, I would park in front, like, of the street, so that my car was gone, and, like, my family, they'd see my car gone. But I would just kind of walk around. I would just walk around the city. So then, like, I just dropped out. But I never had to even tell my family about it, because, like, they went crazy, and I had to stop living with them because I was scared of them. So it's like, I didn't even, like, I never had to explain that. And I never had to go back to college. I just think it's stupid. I think it's like, I look at my peers who are, like, in college. I'm like, how are you having fun? How are you enjoying this? Like, who wants to do that? Not me. I was at a community college anyway, so, like, I didn't even, like, get to, like, snort lines and stuff.
Damn. Well, that sucks. Yeah, that makes it even worse. Wait, what did you want to major in, though?
Didn't want to major in shit. I chose nursing, like, randomly because I was like, oh, that's what will make me look smart. Like, if I say I'm doing medical stuff, like, I'm gonna look smart. But then I really thought about it. I really thought about what I was doing, and I was like, if I pursue this, if I become Dr. Ferrantino, like, I don't think those patients are in good hands. Because I told you, I'm greened out all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week most of the time. I am, like, really just fried all day. And I know those patients are gonna walk out of there with, like, their limbs, like, barely hanging on, bumps all over their skin. They're gonna be turning different colors. They're gonna be coming back like, Dr. Me, I feel funny. What'd you do to me? And I was like, I can't do this to the world. I can't do this to, like, I need to drop out for other people to help. If I want to help other people, I need to not do this.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. What are you doing for Halloween?
I guess this year is going to be totally different. Normally, every year on Halloween, I wouldn't do anything because I had nowhere to go. Like, until I dropped my album, I had no friends in real life. I had one friend in real life. Like, I was really lonely, very, like, socially anxious, like, shy. But it's like, once I get to talking, I can't stop, as you can see. But I can't start conversations with people. Wait,
Wait, how does this relate to... Wait, did I zone out? How does this relate to Halloween? Wait.
Oh, no, wait, oh my god, I was going on a tangent again. Thank you for, like, grounding me. But anyways, so I had no social life, so I didn't go anywhere on Halloween, so I would never do anything. But this year, I have lots of friends in, New York. Like, a bunch of New Yorkers found my music. It's crazy. Like, I don't even live there.
That's awesome.
So I'm probably gonna go to New York on Halloween,
Oh, that's so cool.
which is, like, new for me.
Dude, I'm excited for you. That's so cool.
I'm excited, too. Like, this is my first Halloween event,
That's crazy.
leaving the house.
I am jealous.
It's okay. It'll happen for you too. Because again, I told you I had no friends for like, even in school I had no friends. Like
Yeah,
it can
same.
change.
Yeah, I have like one friend, and I plan on going like to Halloween with her. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go trick or treating. I don't know how I'm gonna be though.
Exactly. I don't know either. So actually the Misbehaves cover art was my Halloween costume last year. It was like a Dorothy costume from Spirit.
I didn't know.
Because I felt like, so basically, this is just some like lore, I guess, and I guess it is like good to add to the interview, even though it's me rambling. Um, I forgot what happens in The Wizard of Oz, but I know like she gets like swept up in a tornado or something, and she gets taken to some weirdo land or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And so I bought the costume like after my family went crazy and I had to like leave and live with my mom. And I just felt like Dorothy, the tornado taking her away. And I took that little picture. And so there's first like that, it's like how I felt, but also Misbehaves. I started Misbehaves right like after that, coincidentally. That was when I made gymnastics. And so Misbehaves takes place after my life got fucked up. And it's like the whole journey of like rediscovering who you are after everything goes like wrong.
That's so cool. That's
But
actually
yeah,
that's so perfect.
I'm wearing a Dorothy Halloween costume in the cover art, but I sold it like an idiot.
No, you should have kept it and then sold it on eBay like 10 years later.
No, yeah, I don't know why I sold it so fast. I should have sold it like in 10 years. Maybe it'll be worth more.
It will be $10,000.
But that is some lore.
Yeah, we're kind of coming up on the end, so I have like two more questions. I want to ask, are there any projects coming up that you have like plans that you're comfortable with like sharing?
Well, I am starting working on my second album, but I don't know like the title yet. It's really like I want to release it, next year, maybe towards like the middle of the year. But I want to I want to spend more time on it. Like, I want to be more consistent than I was in Misbehaves, and I really want it to be even more thought out than that. But I don't want people, I know that, like, next year is a long time. I don't want people to forget about me So I'm definitely gonna drop singles, maybe stuff that's on there on the album, and maybe stuff that's not. One thing I'll tell you, "Be Forever" is on the album. Um,
Okay, I love that
I
demo.
love that song so much. That one is gonna be on the second album, but I do kind of want to get back into my fun self, where I'm making like party girl shit.
Okay, I'm excited. I think it'll be really good. Um,
I hope it's good. I'm just gonna try to not overthink it.
yeah, no, I think you'll be fine. It'll be good.
One
I'm
thing
excited.
I do know though is the album it takes place mostly in New York City because that's the one place where I have a life. Like whenever I go to New York City, like I really am like queen of the city ho. Not really, but like I have a social life when I go to New York, and that's the one place where things happen to me, where interesting things happen to me. So it's gonna be kind of about like my New York adventures.
Okay, that sounds cool. I'm excited actually. I think that's perfect. Perfect
Yay!
evolution. Um, and I guess if there's any like, do you have any advice that like you would give to like other small artists in the scene?
But definitely what I said before, where if you listen to a song and you don't know what else to do, and you really just can't even conceptualize anything beyond what's already there, that means it's done. It's meant to sound like that. It's done. I don't care if it's 20 seconds long, it's done. Um, so first of all that, and second of all, like do not, like this is gonna sound so cliche. I don't mean this in like a corny way, but like don't be a follower. Like don't make something just because other people are making it, and put your creativity into everything. Don't make music just to make music. If you make music just to make music, if you make it just to say you're a musician, you're fucking doing it wrong. You need to go get high. You need to do shrooms. You need to do whatever the fuck. You need to do whatever the kids are doing. Well, maybe not. You know what they do, like nitrous?
Galaxy
I don't know,
Gas.
maybe do it once and get some good ideas, but then don't do it again. Get creative! Like, think deeply, get into your own, like, fucked up little world, and then you'll be creative. Get into the most fucked up parts of your brain.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for preaching your word. And yeah, is there anything else that you would like to say before we end the interview?
I don't even know.
You don't have to say anything, but you can.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that, like, I want, because, like, my brain literally just blanks out lately. I really think I really think there's something wrong with my brain. I'm always blanking out. Um, is there anything that I really want to say? Or is there anything else that you really want to know? Or, like, you think people would really want to know?
Um, wait, let me
I
think.
don't know how people perceive me. I really don't even know. Drives me crazy.
uh, I know there's like something that I would ask, but I didn't write it down. Fuck.
Even just whatever, like, pops up in your brain. I'm curious.
Okay, I do kind of have one question. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you kind of have like a certain visual kind of style that feels kind of like established, that feels connected to you. Um, and wait, is this a question or I don't know what this is, but I'm just excited to see like where you're gonna go with like the next project, and if you're gonna like keep up with like the kind of like 2015 feeling with like the visuals and like the music and whatnot.
Want to, like, well, I don't, well, like I said, I never want to shift CC's sound to something completely different, like, like change CC to like, like rock or whatever, like.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to make the same album twice. So I'm trying to figure out how I can, like, I don't know. I just kind of want to, I don't really think, like I said, the songs just make themselves most of the time. It's just figuring out how to, like, stop overthinking and start just letting the, like, mush that my subconscious, like, spits out and, like, turning it into something.
Yeah, so true.
But I do kind of want to, like, still have that same sound, but also make it a little bit different, just so it's not the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll end the interview here. I just want to say like I'm a big fan. And
Thank you. I had so much fun like talking to you. Like you're awesome.
no, yeah, thank you so much.
Of course. Well,
And
thank you. Like I'm so glad I got to do an interview. It's so much fun.
yeah, no, thank you so much for your time. And sorry, I'm really bad at goodbyes, but
No, I'm bad at that too. Like I struggle with like socializing, as you can tell.
it's really hard. It is really hard. And goodbyes are really hard. But I have to say goodbye, so yeah, goodbye.
Bye. Have an awesome day, and
You
once again,
too.
thank you so much.
You too,
Bye
thanks so
bye.
much. Bye bye.